Good evening and welcome to the business segment with me, Prudence Chota. We look at some of the stories that are making headlines in our business segment this evening. The Bank of Zambia holds key lending rate at 14.5% for the second quarter of 2025. And in another story, Zambia spotted as an emerging investment destination in Africa. For these, join me shortly after this short commercial. The Bank of Zambia has maintained its interbank lending rates at 14.5% for the second quarter of 2025, citing a favorable inflation outlook and the need to support economic stability. Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Denny Kalyalya announced the decision following a meeting held with the Monetary Policy Committee in Lusaka this week. Dr. Kalyalya has noted that the annual inflation rate had remained steady at 16.5% in April, unchanged for March, indicating that inflationary pressures were stabilizing. This development was primarily attributed to price movement in selected non-food items. It has also highlighted the stability of financial systems and the balance of risk as factors influencing the decision. Let's take a look at this.
The Bank of Zambia has decided to keep the main interest rate at 14.5% for the second quarter of 2025. This decision aims to help reduce inflation and support the country's economic stability. Speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka on Friday, Bank of Zambia Governor Dr. Denny Kalyalya has emphasized that the central bank expects inflation to gradually decrease towards a target range of 6 to 8% over the next 2 years.
At its meeting, 21st to 22nd May, the Monetary Policy Committee meeting decided to maintain the policy rate at 14.5%. Maintaining the current stance of monetary policy, the committee deemed it appropriate considering the recent decline in inflation to 16.5% in April from 16.8% in February. The balance of risks are still also tilted to the downside, and the stability of the financial system was also taken into account.
Meanwhile, the central bank's deputy governor, Francis Chipimo, has added that the bank is currently reviewing the money lenders bill to ensure that the licensing of money lenders falls under the central bank's jurisdiction.
One of the things we're doing is obviously the first point is financial literacy, financial education, and we have the Go Cashless campaign, which I think the governor has referred to. The second is that we're reviewing the legislative framework. Right now, money lenders, it's very easy to get a license. You just have to go to court, and it's supervised by the Ministry of Finance. I think we have had agreement now that these perhaps should come under the Bank of Zambia. And so we did have a draft money lenders bill. We are reviewing that. And I think the idea is that once they come under the purview of the Bank of Zambia, we will be able to supervise them much more tightly. And to help us do that, at the Bank of Zambia, we've actually restructured the supervisory department. So we now have a department specifically dedicated to financial conduct supervision. And so apart from looking at anti-money laundering issues, they are also looking at consumer protection. And they're already doing quite a lot of work to, first of all, through things like mystery shopping, understand how financial players are actually behaving. But we're also trying to work on a system where we can actually automate complaints, so that people can file their complaints in an automated system, and we can actually follow up with them and with the financial institutions. So the main point is many of these schemes are actually people who are not licensed at all. And so there is a very big premium which we need to place on financial education.
The Bank of Zambia's decision to maintain the benchmark lending rate at 14.5% reflects a cautious approach to managing inflation and supporting economic stability. While inflation remains above the target range, the central bank's measures aim to steer it back toward the desired levels over time. Rachel Mumba for Diamond News.
Zambia is rapidly emerging as one of Africa's most attractive investment destinations, according to His Majesty Trade Commissioner for Africa, John Humphrey. Speaking at the Institute of Directors Group Africa Group Networking Reception held in collaboration with the Zambia High Commissioner on May 20th, Mr. Humphrey highlighted Zambia's strategic location and the development of the Lobito Corridor as key factors enhancing its investment appeal, despite recent challenges, including a severe drought impacting agriculture and energy sector. Mr. Humphrey views these issues as an opportunity for economic diversification, advocating for modernizing agriculture through improved agroeconomy, infrastructure, irrigation and energy sources, presenting significant opportunities for British businesses to engage in Zambia's growth. The Trade Commissioner has also underscored the UK's support for Africa Continental Free Trade Area, highlighting its potential to foster intra-Africa trade and investment.
And actually, I have a DBT team on the ground in Lusaka that isn't just about supporting Lusaka, but also provides access. We have a critical minerals team based there, because it provides relatively easy access to southern DRC as well, in particular. And as you mentioned, with Lobito Corridor and what have you, it's likely to, I expect that to continue, so I would expect that strategic importance will continue. It's been a tough, I think the last few years have been quite tough, really. I think they've been tough in general globally, but I think they've been particularly tough, I think, in Zambia. And on top of everything that's happened, the drought that struck recently, and when 85% of your power is coming from hydro in Kariba, and you're sharing that with Zimbabwe.
Let's now take a look at the money market. So as of close of business today, Friday, the 23rd of May, 2025, the Zambian kwacha was buying at 27 kwacha 25 ingwe and selling at 27 kwacha 65 ingwe. These are the money markets for today, the 23rd of May, 2025. We now take a look at the construction commodities. In our construction commodity this evening, we have this Poly Garden pump cut, heavy duty yard chart and wagon 600 LBS going at 2,483.7 ingwe. We also have this Rativis RB 48P walkie-talkie Dual PTT heavy duty radio for construction going at 2,757 kwacha. So if you are into construction, this very important construction commodity are fetching at exactly that price, looking at today's exchange rate. But we move on now to our commodity prices. On our commodity prices this evening, we start with our food items. They are beef going at 100 kwacha for 1 kg, sugar going at 70 kwacha for 2 kg. We also have 1 kg sugar going at 22 kwacha. For flour, 2.5 kg going at 59 kwacha. Nakonde rice, they are fetching around 120 to 180 kwacha for a 5 kg. And of course, for a tray of eggs, we have it at 100 kwacha and 110. For cooking oil, 2.5 liters fetching around 170 kwacha to 180 kwacha, while a 5 liter of cooking oil is going at 300 kwacha. For milli meal breakfast, a 10 kilogram is fetching around 190 kwacha, while a 25 kilogram of breakfast milli meal is fetching between 373 kwacha to 390 kwacha, while roller meal, therefore a 10 kg, is fetching around 153 kwacha, while milli meal roller is also going at 300 kwacha for a 25 kilogram bag. That's what we could accommodate on our food item, but we move on to non-food commodities. There are toilet paper, 10 rolls going at 58 kwacha, while 175 grams of toothpaste going between 26 to 35 kwacha. Multi-purpose soap bar going at 25 and 45 kwacha, while washing powder 500 gram is fetching around 40 to 45 kwacha. Washing powder 1.5 kilogram going between 950 to going around 95 kwacha to 135 kwacha, while washing powder 2.5 kilogram is fetching around 209 kwacha to 229 kwacha. Bathing soap there, a bar is going around 19 kwacha to 29 kwacha, while liquid hand wash is fetching between 45 kwacha to 50 kwacha for a 750 meals. So those were your non-food items on the business segment this evening. But we move to another segment shortly after this commercial.